Good kick to Cortez. Extra pass. Bell driving to the rim. The teardrop drops. Ring the bell again for Xavier Bell.
The Wichita State Shockers have been on a roll as of late, and a big reason why is Xavier Bell, and he joins All-American now. Xavier, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited that you're here because, as we already said, your team has been playing quite well. You lost on January 29th to North Texas, and then you haven't lost since. So what do you think it has been, that turnaround right there, 6 games in a row? What changed?
Just a lot more connectivity throughout this team, man. Leaning in on each other, understanding, we're gonna go through hard moments throughout these games, the ebbs and flow of these games, but leaning on each other, trusting our game plan, and just trying to find solutions to win for sure.
When did you feel that connectivity click?
I would say, man, just after the string of losses that we had, there wasn't a time where, we kind of just lost and just everybody went their separate ways. We all kind of sat in the locker room for a while, closed the door, said some things maybe and kind of just addressed the situation. But it was all more so just about trying to find solutions and trying to find ways to get this feeling out of this locker room and more so just I say just lean on each other and trust each other in those moments for sure.
I want to talk more about the wins in just a moment, but you mentioned some of those difficult times. How were you able to kind of get through it together as a team, and how were you not able to just, say, let's throw our hands up? We already lost so many games. We're just going to give up.
Well, this is an older group, an older team already. And then I just, kind of credit, like I said, my teammates and really more so just our coaches at the same time, man. Just them, stressing to never give up, just to keep showing up, keep trusting the process. I would say Coach Mills, our head coach, has kind of been the head of the snake or the main culprit for saying that. But just, trying to just trust the process and just find solutions instead of, like you said, just turning away and accepting, our fate. It was still a lot of games left, still a lot of conference play left, and I think we're making the right turns at the right time for sure.
Yeah, you're definitely peaking at the right time, and that's something that I think everybody talks about in the world of sports. I want to talk a little bit about that win against Memphis, double overtime. They were ranked 14th in the country at that time. What did it take for your team to kind of gut that one out? You already mentioned some of the grittiness that this team has.
Our coach says it all the time, man. But the last few minutes, whether that be in overtime or the last 4 minutes of a game, that's where players show up and players make plays. It was a string of efforts, a string of great plays. I would say more so by the five who were on the court, man. Not necessarily myself, but we had a big three from Bijan Cortez that kind of put us up four, and then Quincy Ballard and Corey Washington go to the line and make their free throws down the stretch. So it's more so just about trusting each other, trusting the work that we put in the weeks to prepare, and then the couple of days to prepare for that game specifically, and then just going out there and executing it for sure.
So your team is certainly clicking at the right time, but you have also been clicking individually. You're the American Conference's Player of the Week. You averaged 23 and a half in your 2 games last week. For you, what has been working so well?
It's just a testament. I would say I first want to, testament to God for sure, but it was more so, man, just trusting my teammates, trusting my coaching staff. They're swinging the ball, they're finding me, and I'm just trusting the work that's put in on a daily, not just necessarily from myself, but from the long hours of practice that we put in, the long film sessions we put in, man, and just trying to play in the right space and just get the best shot possible, not only for myself but for the team in the moments for sure.
I know for you, one of the reasons that you transferred to Wichita State was to come back home. So, what has it been like getting to play in front of like a home crowd, your family, all of that in your home arena?
It's a blessing, you asked me in my junior year, senior year of high school, when I wasn't committed anywhere yet, if I would be playing for Wichita State, let alone, how far we've come along with this 6 game winning streak right now, and being a part of it. Yeah, I wouldn't have imagined it at all. So it's all just a blessing, man, a full circle moment. And, I take a lot of pride and I wear my heart on my sleeve, being from here, and just growing up here and playing for Wichita State right now for sure. Just trying to pave the way and essentially follow in the footsteps of those who have come before me for sure.
I love that. Now, as you said, the season is very far from over. You've won the last 6, but you have UAB and then you have North Texas, 2 teams that are also at the top of the American Athletic Conference. So looking ahead to those games and the rest of this season, what's it going to take for Wichita State to win out and then also hoist the trophy at the end of the year in the conference tournament?
Not necessarily just getting too far away from our identity, man. Lately our coach has kind of been harping on it and we've harped on it all year. But our identity is just rebounding and defending, man. So just trying to play hard-nosed defense, get the best shot we can possible. And then we have a number of great crashers and Ronnie DeGray and Harlan Beverly, Corey Washington, Quincy Ballard, guys who can go, fetch extra possessions throughout the course of a game. And essentially those extra possessions add up. So more so just sticking to our identity, man, and trusting each other throughout this process and understanding that, every game is different. There is still a lot of season left, like you explained, but we're just trying to go 1-0 and just focus on the task ahead and just not get too far ahead of ourselves for sure.
Well, we'll be very excited to watch your team play the rest of this season. Xavier, thank you so much for joining All American.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.